there, welcome back to the channel. My name is Michelle and I review things specifically on Pinterest. This particular video is going to be a baking video, and I have 3 very ripe bananas that need some TLC and repurposing. So I went to my Pinterest boards, specifically my baking board, and I found a recipe that I have been dying to try because there is no butter and the sugar is natural sugars. So the recipe is called Healthy Banana Bread. It is coming from a website called cookieandkate.com. This particular pin had quite a few repins. There were 13,000 repins, 754 reviews giving it 5 stars, 35 photos of people who have posted their photos after baking. And this is going to be the first and only video for a review for this particular bread. In the comment section, I scrolled through and checked it out. A lot of people use substitution options because in the recipe there are multiple options for making it dairy-free, egg-free, gluten-free, making it lower in fat, flour alternatives, and it's making it vegan and in muffins. So the recipe has its base, but there's different variations that you can make it, and there are suggestions of what you can do for that. I am probably going to, if anything, modify the sweetness factor just because I don't have a lot of the ingredients. The sweetness factor is honey or maple syrup. I have honey, but I don't have a lot left. So I will most likely end up going between honey and brown sugar to sweeten this bread. I love that there's no butter in this particular recipe, but I have plenty of coconut oil. And my flour choices are most likely going to just be typical white flour. It does call for whole wheat flour, but I have white flour and I'm just going to go ahead and use that. And yeah, that's about it. Let's see, people had commented that there was too much sweetener in it because this does call for a ½ cup of honey or maple syrup. I'm going to probably do a 1/4 cup honey and a little over, like a heaping 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And people halved the sweetness factor, but a lot of people had said that they loved that there were variations of flours that you could use for this particular recipe. So it is time to get going. I am so looking forward to making this and putting these overripe bananas to use. Let's get cooking. here. I got my coffee and my delicious bread that I have put plenty of butter on because I love butter on my warm banana bread. So I love the way my house smells right now, and I'm going to dive in on this glorious bread that is still warm. Look at that. Looks amazing. Nice and moist. Very tasty. It's not too sweet. I did a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and a 1/4 cup of honey. So good. I love it with the butter. I personally like chunks of banana in my bread. I wish I had nuts because I would totally do that, but this is good. I prefer to have something that isn't so crazy sugary because I do want to try and have something a little bit healthier, something that has a little bit more oomph in regards to sustenance. One other thing that I added to this meal that I didn't mention was I did add a tablespoon of flax meal and add a little extra healthiness to it. But I definitely like this bread. This is a perfect way for you to take those overripe bananas and make it into something good and something you can have for breakfast. And one of the suggestions that I saw in the comments was slicing this up and freezing it and then just popping it in the toaster oven to warm up so you can add butter. I'm going to do that because with the ingredients that I use for this bread, it will go bad in 2 or 3 days. If you put it in the refrigerator, you've got 5 to 7 days. But if you freeze it, you've got almost 3 months. And pre-slicing it before you pop it in the freezer gives you the ability to take out a slice every once in a while and put it in the toaster oven to enjoy later. This is good. I'm totally okay with the sweetness factor. I cooked this for 55 minutes because since I didn't add anything extra like chocolate chips or nuts or even the flour, I just used white flour for this, and I ended up doing just slightly under, I think I did closer to 1.5 cups as opposed to 1 3/4 cups like the original recipe calls for, and it came out perfect. It's good. Now, not dry at all. Very, very good. Seriously, butter makes everything just so much better. Perfect with coffee, tea. I can definitely see this working with tea. But I still had some coffee left over, so I'm going to enjoy it with my coffee. Cleanup wasn't very hard. Yeah, definitely 2 thumbs up for this bad boy. I've made a lot of banana bread in my time, and there's been times where the sugar content just didn't win me over, but this is perfect. And I do appreciate that the author of this recipe offered different methods, like I mentioned before in the beginning of the video. So it makes this recipe very, very universal, and I really appreciate that. And one of the things that I always have issues with is if I don't have another ingredient, how to substitute something, how much I should put into it without ruining the recipe, and she provides all that information for this particular recipe. So, oh yeah. Love it. And I had put cinnamon on top, and you can hardly taste it. So it's not so overwhelming, but it's perfect. Flavor-wise, everything-wise, it's perfect. All right. If you enjoyed watching this video, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. I do 2 videos a week, and I do the occasional surprise video. And everything that I'm trying out is from Pinterest. If you do try out the recipe, because I will give you guys a link to the recipe down below. If you try it out and you enjoy it, and you post it on your social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, I will leave you my Instagram down below right now, and also use the hashtag #IMadeIt, and I will go ahead and I will check it out and see what you guys came up with. If you had done any different variations, cooking time, if anything that you had done differently to this, I would love to see what you did and how it came out. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video. Until then, happy Pinteresting, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.